Right now, our 9 health expert has come in through the little bit of snow we've already had. Dr. Payal Kohli joining us to talk about what everyone's talking about right now in the U.S., monkeypox. So tell us what it is, what are the symptoms? Is it something we need to be paying attention to?
So monkeypox is a virus we've actually had for a long time. We don't generally see it outside of Africa, which is why this is a little bit alarming, because this is one of the bigger outbreaks that we have seen in many countries outside of Africa. And it's a virus that's spread by droplet contact with each other. You present usually with fever, so that's the first sign. What distinguishes it is that you also get swollen lymph nodes, and then a few days into the virus, you start to get the pox or the rash. That
goes
can
bubbling
cause
and
blistering of the skin. Yes, bullae, blisters, and of course it's very contagious. So usually you have a moderate illness for most people, but it can get pretty serious depending on the strain of the virus. In Africa, there's been a mortality as high as 10%. But for most people, mild infection.
So when you say spread by droplets, that's respiratory, like being close to somebody, or, okay.
That's right, so droplets, bodily fluids as well, broken skin, and contact through mucous membranes. So we think eyes, nose, mouth, vagina, those types of mucous membranes can spread the infection.
So let's talk about the dangers of monkeypox. I mean, is this a version of, not a version of, but is it run similar to, parallel to COVID as far as how we treat it?
So, some differences and some similarities with COVID. So spreads in a similar fashion, although less transmissible, which is a really important point. So it doesn't spread as efficiently as COVID, which is great, which means we can do contact tracing and really try to contain it. We also have vaccines. The smallpox vaccine works against monkeypox.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a monkeypox specific vaccine that we really only reserve. Most of us have not gotten that.
Are many of us vaccinated for this already? Like smallpox vaccine, were many of us already vaccinated?
Well, it depends on when you were born, because the vaccinations in the U.S. stopped in 1972. So me, for example, I'm not vaccinated against smallpox.
You're so young.
But many of my older patients, my family members that were born before that, are vaccinated. So that protection might cross-protect. We also have a specific vaccine for monkeypox that's generally used in lab workers, people who are high risk for exposure. But the good news here, guys, is that because we have that, we could use it to contain outbreaks if we needed it. Antivirals we don't have that work quite as well against monkeypox, but we have some we could try. And then there's a therapy called IVIG, which is giving antibodies to people to help them fight the infection.
So that's the main thing. Otherwise, I mean, it's not one of those things where you just just be out of work for a few days. You're probably going to have some kind of a treatment.
Yes, and you'll have to be isolated for sure. So if you notice fever, you notice lymph nodes, and you notice a rash, you isolate and you call your doctor right away. But for most of us right now, given how few cases there are in the United States, I'm not super concerned.
How many cases in the U.S., any in Colorado?
We have identified 2 cases in the United States, one in Massachusetts, one in New York, both in people who didn't necessarily go to Africa to get it, so community spread. None in Colorado, thankfully, so far have been identified.
All right. Well, of course, people are talking about monkeypox, and I think part of it is the name. I think the name has
both
an interesting name, and it's a little spooky, too.
Yeah.
Can be, yeah.
But its root comes from lab monkeys?
That's right, yeah. So the reason it was called monkeypox is because it was first identified in lab monkeys in the 1950s.
Okay.
And they had an outbreak there. So, but the host animal is not a monkey like that movie with Dustin Hoffman. Right?
Good to know.
Yes. Well, enjoy your weekend, and thanks for dropping in and tell us a little bit more about monkeypox. Thanks, Dr. Payal Kohli.